All right, ladies and gentlemen, the second installment of the Golden Spikes Award Weekly Spotlight. He won this award back on March 3rd after an insane showing in Houston, Texas. Mr. Gavin Kilen, how we feeling, Gav?
Pretty good, man. Just got home. Nice little trip. SEC play starts this weekend. Very excited to get started.
See, now a lot of people know Gavin because he's putting the college baseball world on storm right now. But yes, I know he was a 13th rounder out of high school. I know he was the number one player in the state of Wisconsin. But my first question for you, I got to clear this out of the way. What is a cheesehead, and would you consider yourself one, Mr. Wisconsin native?
I would say a cheesehead is any diehard Packer fan ever. I think the people in Wisconsin, it is like they're everywhere. Even in like stores or like convenience stores or gas stations, like they're everywhere. Packers they take over everything from the sports world, especially for football in Wisconsin. It's huge. I don't know if I'd consider myself a cheesehead. I'm 100% a Packer fan, and I love watching them play well. I think Jordan Love's the answer. Give him a couple more years. You just got to give him some time. He's young. Let him figure it out. Yeah, relax. Like the meme when they had there a couple years ago. Same thing. But yeah, no, I wouldn't think I'm not like a diehard fan. I don't really go to football games, but when they're on or they're playing, I'm watching.
See, I didn't know if a cheesehead was directly tied in with like the Packers or if it was just the state as a whole. It's kind of like being like embodying Tennessee volunteer sports. It's just taken over the entire state. I asked you, man, your first year wearing that volunteer orange. How's that experience been for you so far?
It's been awesome. It's been basically everything I've been looking for in college, especially with baseball and, the college life and being at a school where how big it is. And, being at an ACC school, the SEC school, I feel like just the resources and all the stuff that goes with baseball and then the baseball anyways, it's just awesome. And, just the opportunity to be here is the best part.
Love that. You mentioned it. I joked about it. I'm a huge Houston Astros fan. So when you go double big fly into the upper deck in Minute Maid, I actually went and found out you were freshman year. Your first 3-hit game was at Minute Maid in Houston. Then you go double big fly. Again, to me, I tell me why the Astros shouldn't draft you yesterday the way you've played in their home ballpark. Got me fired up. Was that the farthest baseball you ever hit in your life?
I can't decide who drafts me or not or what happens. I think that's a conversation you need to have with the Astros.
I'll do it. I'll wear it.
There you go. And then that probably was the farthest ball I've ever hit in my life. Honestly, the way the Shadows were playing that day, it was really dark by the mound. Then by about first base, there was, the light and you could see. But as soon as I hit it, I didn't see it leave the bat. I kind of just blacked out, got to the dugout, and I was like, oh, my God, what did I just do? But I think just the heat of the moment, just having the emotions of playing. It was the first inning. We had some good games, and then that was kind of like our first big test. It was Oklahoma State, and Gabe Davis is he's going to be really good. So I think just all of that kind of accumulated into that moment, and it all goes back to the preparation that we did to get ready for, those big games like that.
Yeah, talking with Coach Vitale in the past, he's always mentioned the idea of like, hey, I'd rather reel back the emotion than have to push it forward. He's like, sue us if that's the case. Like, I love guys that are fiery and passionate. You are without question that, right? Like, you could see the emotion spill over, and it was about mutual respect. It was about all of those things that have kind of come into this moment. Talk to me what it's like playing for him, but also to be in an environment that really caters towards that insane emotion and passion at an all-time high.
I think to answer both those questions, it's just the freedom that he gives us players to be able to be ourselves and go out there every day with the confidence that, we're Tennessee baseball. We've prepared well enough. We train hard enough. We work hard enough. Like everything we do is to win, and we can win against whoever we're playing. It doesn't matter as long as we show up and compete and play our game. So I feel like the big thing with V is just controlling the controllables. And then 2, just like no doubt. It's this big sign right above when you walk out from the locker room to the dugout, there's a big sign that says no doubt. And it's like everyone hits it on the way out. And I think that's just a mindset thing that we've all been accustomed to now. And V is the perfect example of that. He is the most competitive human being I've ever been around in my life. And it is so, as a competitor myself, it is so much fun every day to be around practice with him because there's never a dull day. There's never a day where he's going to take a day off. So when you have your head coach who won't do that, none of us will ever, it's more so a fear thing. It's like he's bringing it every day. Like, why can't I do it?
It's true. I joked with him a lot. I to the point probably annoyed him where I said he was the most GQ man in baseball. But like being around him is contagious, right? Like that energy is inspiring. It makes everyone around him want to be better. But you've won at pretty much every step of the way, right? Like you talked about and joked about like the development from freshman to sophomore to junior year. You won a state championship at Milton High School with the boys. You were a 13th round draft pick. I'm curious, what was it about the college game that was so compelling, right? You have this dream come true happen, but then you go, man, I want to go bet on me. I think I can improve that number. And you decide to go play college baseball. I'm curious, with the sport growing at an all-time high, what was so compelling about the college game for you?
I think for me, it was more so like a myself thing. I didn't know physically how well I could handle pro ball. I was, really thin. I always had like the really good bat to ball, like pretty good hands. Like, so it felt like it was more so betting on myself going to college so I could develop as a baseball player and get a lot bigger and stronger. So for me, it was kind of always I was going to go to college, but of course I entertained it in high school because, I mean, that's the dream for all of us. And it was a really hard, like, find out because I'm like a diehard Red Sox fan that was the team that picked me, which, like, crazy story about that too is I was back at Louisville. Okay. We took BP on the field that morning because us freshmen were supposed to be there in the summer. So I get a phone call from my advisor. He's like, "Hey, congratulations." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" Like, what are you talking about? It's like day 3. He's like, the 13th round. He's like, "You just got drafted."
No way.
I'm like freaking out. I'm like, Piz, I didn't say yes or no. What happened? Like, what happened?
What are we doing?
Right. I'm at school. I told coach I'm here.
Yeah.
And he was like, "I don't know. They didn't really talk to us either. It kind of just happened." And then it just went from there. I remember their area scout called, and I was like, it's a really cool opportunity. Don't get me wrong. Like, I know you guys know that you guys are my dream team. Like, I love everything about Boston, the Red Sox, but like, I'm going to go to college. Appreciate the offer. Awesome. So it was a tough no, but I think the best decision for me was to go to college 100%.
Yeah, without question, to see how it's all kind of accumulated into this moment. You mentioned it right after that, I believe. You played on that 18U USA national team as well, correct?
Mm-hmm.
What was that experience like? Like getting to wear that brand across your chest, that's got to be, incredibly fulfilling as well.
It was awesome. It was honestly probably the coolest thing I've ever been a part of was I think growing up, the World Baseball Classic was such a big thing. And then finally getting an opportunity to get an invite. And then I played really well. And then I found out I made the team. Like I remember just calling my parents, like so excited. Like for me, it was like, what a privilege that I get to wear, USA across my chest and play for something bigger than myself, which I get to play for my country. I get to wear the USA, like the stars and the stripes, and I get to go out there and play against another country that's competing the same way as we are. And I thought that was probably the highlight of my baseball career till this point now.
Oh, that's awesome, man. It's cool too, right? Like myself included, like getting to be a part of this Golden Spikes Award spotlight, right? Like getting to help tell these stories associated with the United States logo. Like it's very, it's chilling, right? And it's an honor. So to be able to help tell your story, because you've already won this weekly award once, is that like a byproduct of the success you're having? Like, do you go into this, right? Like trying to help tell the Golden Spike story, just like the Heisman in college football. Is winning the Golden Spikes a byproduct of all the success? Or did you go, hey, you write down some goals, I'm trying to now manifest them? Was this one of them for yourself?
I wrote personal and self goals. I feel like my dad always had me do that as a kid before the season. I have them up right next to my bed. They sit next to me. I see them every morning when I get up. I honestly don't think the Golden Spikes was even a thought. Yeah. I felt like for me, that was an uncontrollable and nothing. And for me, it was more so a team-based thing. Like, I love winning. I love getting to just go out there and compete every day. So for me, the personal goals were more so how I handled myself in my preparation. And then the team stuff was obviously winning, getting to host like winning a national championship. So I feel like as long as I can handle everything else, I set myself up for a good position to, win awards like this. But at the end of the day, I don't really put too much emphasis or focus on it. I don't really look at stats. I couldn't tell you anything right now. I just show up and play ball with whoever, nameless opponent every day.
I like that. I didn't look at my stats mostly because they were garbage. I did. They're bad. Career 231 hitter, no big deal. But I did look at yours. But if you've noticed, we don't talk about that on here. No stats, no standings, just stories. And Tennessee baseball has had maybe the best story in the sport in the last half decade, right? Like when it was time to choose this location and you end up a volunteer, right? Have there been conversations in that dugout locker room? Is it about going back to back? Because it doesn't feel like that watching from afar. It just feels like you guys are kicking ass, taking names, and just having fun. Like it looks like so much fun right now.
I think our emphasis is almost on, I feel like V is the one that started it, was like win today. Like today for us, it was how do we win practice? How do we win the reps that we take? How do we win bunt defense? Like stuff like that. So it's like, I feel like those little wins of how do I win today accumulate into things such as a national championship like last year.
Yeah.
And of course the mindset's to win. I think all of us, all in our heads think that, our goal is to win a national championship, but there's smaller goals that are implemented into that'll get us to that point as long as we can, handle the day ins and day outs.
Love that, man. As I know, getting a guy like Hunter Ensley back, a guy that, lived it, walked it, talked it, but you guys lost a lot of pieces, right, from a season ago. How crucial has he been in kind of helping, like, not re-implement, but with a lot of new pieces and a lot of fresh faces, a guy like him or other pieces, AJ Russell to return, having Kirby Connell on staff, right? Like guys that were able to experience how awesome has their tutelage and leadership been for a lot of new guys on campus to kind of understand the volunteer way, if you will.
Right. It was huge. I think all of those guys that came back, guys that played, guys that were just in the dugout, because we have Grizz, Ethan Payne, who was on the he's now, I think a GA. He's around every day, all the time. Him and Kirby, guys that former played, guys that came back, like Hunter, Dean played a lot, Bargo, Peebs. I mean, the list could go on and on. But I think it was really good the way they handled everyone and everything. Because, I mean, us transfers and freshmen are all the same. We're all new. It's just kind of I don't know how things are here. I'm just going to kind of shut my mouth and learn the ways. And I think they all did a great job of showing us the ropes and what it takes to be successful every day here. And the expectations are really high, but, there's ways to handle that. And when you don't, you have to suffer some consequences, but at the same time, you don't lose your brotherly love. Like there's a way to get back into that and you work hard. And I think Hunter was, it's easy to put him at the top of the pedestal for all of that because he's been here for so long. And he did a great job doing that. All of those older guys did. And I think it's amounting to the amount of fun and success that we've been having.
I love that, man. All right, now I want to get to know those boys a little bit. Let's let the country inside the, locker room, the bus, putting you on the spot. Are we ready?
Okay.
Who's the funniest volunteer teammate you have?
It honestly probably depends. It depends what we're doing. Like, I think Dean makes me laugh more than anyone else when we're playing.
So in game, he brings a lot.
Like nonchalant and laid back a lot of the time. So like he's always cracking jokes.
I like that.
Or like messing with pitchers when they come in the game sometimes. Like guys need to slow down a little bit. He's the perfect guy to call to.
Okay. Dean Curley, another US.
I think the combination of Blake Grimmer and Stone Lawless might be the two funniest people I've ever been around.
Okay. I like that. So we're thinking it's like the next Ricky Bobby and Cal Naughton. It's the next
Dylan. It's good. Yeah.
That's good. All right. We shout the boys out. How about who's the strongest volunteer in the weight
room? Andrew Fisher.
Fish? Okay.
Upper body. He's got little legs. I'd probably say Backus for legs, but Fisher's upper body is like he's like a bodybuilder. I've never seen someone that big play baseball.
I like it. That's a good one. I getting to meet y'all's strength coach last year in Omaha. It was alarming. His forearms were the size of my thighs. I was like, you guys all look like you're built to play football here. I get it now. You guys are massive.
Yeah, Q's great. Q is honestly the reason for a lot of, him and Beth, our nutritionist, those two, they're awesome. And everyone that works with them, it shows, especially with our lineup and our pitching staff, how big and strong and physical everybody is.
Love that. All right, that leads me into my next strong guy question. Who's got the best bat flip? You can't say yourself. I want to make sure that's very clear.
We've hit a lot of homers. I don't think there's a whole lot of bat flips.
So clean, subtle ones. Nothing like too over the top. Like I'm not talking about Drew from 3 years ago. Who do you think? How about this? We'll change the question. I went bat flip just because you guys hit a zillion home runs and already like 8 grand slams or whatever the heck the number is. Who's got the best on-field swag?
Probably Liam Doyle, man. I mean, you'll see it on Friday. I mean, the confidence that guy walks around with on the mound is like, it's a guy that you look at him, watch him pitch, and you're like, gosh, I'm glad he's throwing on my team. I do not want to, like, I don't want to be around this guy.
Yeah, scary. Yeah, that helps when you throw a zillion miles an hour and an invisible baseball.
Right.
How about the most off-field swag? I've gone shoe guy question with the Vols too. I heard Coach Elander's got crazy shoe.
It'd probably be E. It honestly would probably be E.
Right? That's what I've heard. I don't want to
got the grip on. He's always got nice shoes. They're always squeaky clean, look nice. Oh yeah, it's probably E.
Yeah, I was gonna say I kept hearing that last year. How about, is there a player? I didn't mean to feed an answer. That's what everyone's gonna yell at me for.
Try. I couldn't even tell you. I feel like honestly, like when you said E, it's like perfect. Like,
right? Okay, we'll try with E. He's got. I love he wear like the Blake Bird graphic tees during like before games. Like it was a lot of off-field swag. Now this is a two-part question. What is the game of choice when the Vols get on the bus?
Ooh, Moth.
We're playing Moth, right? It's no doubt. It's consistent.
No doubt.
Because now my big question: who's the best Mafia player on that bus?
It honestly depends. We haven't played a whole lot of Moth this season. In the fall, though, we had some longer bus rides. We played Moth a lot.
Yeah, I guess
it's kind of hard to tell because we didn't play a whole lot. Like we didn't play enough where like who's kind of sneaky. I'm gonna have to go Hunter. I mean, he's been around long enough.
Okay. Who's narrating? Who's the narrator?
Depends. It'd be Marcus, Dean, Hunt. Those are three I remember. Maybe Peeves.
Ride or die.
It's been a while.
Yeah, this is my kind of like, if you're listening to this and you're 17 minutes in and you don't know Mafia, we need you really to indoctrinate yourself in the college baseball world. It's a must. It's a must.
Oh, and summer ball, absolutely. So if you didn't play Mafia on the summer ball bus, like what are you doing?
You didn't play. You didn't play something. You're lying.
Or you sat in the front of the bus.
Yeah, that's too bad. I loved asking you guys this last year. Obviously, you've been on campus for a season now, and you're kind of into the heart of this things. If you were to look at like Tennessee baseball as a whole, who would your Tennessee baseball Mount Rushmore be? It's tough.
I feel like now listening to the coaching staff too, it's easier to have like an opinion on what guys like really. So I'd probably have to go Crochet.
Okay.
Gilbert.
Good one. I
think. V loves talking about Evan Russell, so I'm gonna shout out Evan and put him on there.
Like
he's like a Vol player that they just loved and like, yeah. I probably got to pick a guy from last year's team.
It's tough. There's so many.
I know. There's a lot of good play. I'm like in my head. I'm like, there's like the first 6 guys I thought of hit 20 homers, and then the pitching staff. So it's hard. It'd probably have to be like Simo or Burke.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm gonna go with one from the catchers. They said Charlie Taylor, who played for like 4 years. Like he is like the most awesome dude. Like always texting in the group me, making sure like the malarkey cutters, what Q called them. Like I'm gonna give him some props. A lot of guys very highly of him. Yes.
Got to interview Charlie a season ago. He was the ultimate. I don't want to say glue guy because that belittles like how good of a player he was too. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like you have this connotation glue guys don't play. He was, man. His energy was really contagious to be around. That's a great fill for. I love that. Boom, Charlie Taylor. All right, how about let's go rapid fire to finish up this segment. Brought to you by Chinook Seeds. Are you a Chinook Seeds fan? Have you had them yet?
I have. A couple of my roommates get the big boxes of them, so I just kind of tag along. Kind of just move some of their seeds.
I'll take care of you. Chinook Seeds, proud sponsor of the Gold Spikes Award this season and moving forward as well. Do you have a favorite type of seeds yet? Because I got a favorite flavor. It's a little wacky.
I don't know. I kind of like all of them.
Yeah,
I think they're all pretty solid. Like if I'm being honest, like I feel like it's just they're just kind of go to now. They're just all over my house.
It's a really good ambassador question. Chinook, shout out to the boy. I like the Cinnamon Toast Crunch ones. I know that's crazy.
Yes, they're good. People hate on them. I like them. I think they're good.
So good. All right, rapid fire round brought to you by Chinook Seeds. Pre-game meal.
Ooh, tropical smoothie.
Trop smoothie. What's your favorite flavor?
Ooh, the either the whatever one has. It's like the sunshine something
Yeah. I'm
or the
with you.
acai berry. One of the two. It's always you can't go wrong with the mango.
Like it. Trop smoothie. Take care of the boy. Who's your favorite player to watch growing up?
David Ortiz. I wore 34 until I was in high school. Oh my gosh, I wanted to be him so bad.
The Poppy, man. I see the left hand. Let it go. I'm with you. What's the walk-up song this year?
Hot by Daddy Yankee and Pitbull.
That's a good one too. Yeah, that's right.
I'm thinking I'm debating changing it to Jump Around because that's like a huge Wisconsin like football thing, like before the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
But the problem is Ensley's song is I think it's the LL Cool J song where it's the same one as Canarella's where he says jump over and over again. So it's like I'm kind of killing the vibe. We back to back and it says the same thing. Yeah,
I'm with you though. The Wisconsin play would be pretty sweet, but I do feel where you're coming. Daddy Yankee's good though, and it's kind of up Big Poppy's alley too. So I feel
exactly.
If you played any other sport, what would you play?
Basketball. It's probably the only other sport I played growing up.
Hooper. Who's got the best bunnies on the Vols team? Is it you? Are you dunking on anybody?
Kobe Backus.
Backus. That was quick too.
We would go. I don't know if V watches this, but we would go pick up basketball during the winter break when no one was here and there was only a couple of us left. We'd play like 5-on-5 and he would windmill dunk everything. He'd hit three. He was a two-way in JUCO, like basketball and baseball. He was averaging 20 a game.
Okay, so you got a dog.
Oh my gosh, he's like 6'4" too, and he's a monster. I mean, he if he caught the ball, it's like just get out of the way. He's dunking on you.
So Coach V's not going to be mad because we're going to get Kobe back into March at some point. Let's go two-way in Knoxville. Are you kidding me? That's sick.
Oh yeah,
I like that. Okay, all right. My final question for you. You go. I don't know. We'll just go. Your favorite writing utensil? Is it a pencil or a pen, sir?
It's got to be a pencil.
My God. Let's go. Gavin Kilen, appreciate your time, dude. Before I let you go, though, my final question, I know I've hit you with a ton. We are both animal lovers, rescue in particular. I think we got to introduce the people to the young man sitting on your bed right now.
Do we?
He's
sleeping right now.
He's sleeping?
He's knocked. I mean, I could pull the camera over, but he's not.
Yeah, let's see the camera. Can we show him?
Yeah, we'll show him.
Gavin Kilen, lover of all animals.
Oh, he's awake now.
I was going to say, I was hoping we were going to get an appearance. Folks, meet Omaha. Adorable, man.
Yeah, he's the
Can you tell people where you met Omaha and how he came into your life?
So my fall at Louisville, I rescued him. He was like abandoned and left for dead by a group of like 6 little kittens, and 4 of them had already like sadly passed away. And then I took him home, and then I took the other one to an animal shelter. My only regret in life now is not taking that other one home with him, so then I would have had 2. But I tried to go back and get him, but they already found a home for him, and he was gone. But yeah,
that's awesome.
Hopefully after the draft, I'm probably gonna rescue another one after the draft. That's kind of the goal right now.
Oh, I like that. Man, that fires me up, man. Incredible ball player, better human being, Gavin Kilen. I appreciate your time today, dude.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Heck yeah, man. Absolutely. Rocky Top, I don't know if you saw, you got to tell Coach V, we rep the brand. They took care of the boy last year. We had to make sure we were showing some love. So cannot wait to watch you and your boys take on the rest of the season.
Yeah, we're very excited to get it going, man. Thank you for having me on here.
Absolutely, man.